Good morning, everyone. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. Welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards and see what's in store with a message from Spirit. How are you all doing today? Happy Monday. How was your weekend? What kind of truths came to the surface? I know I definitely had some interesting revelations come to the surface, both for me personally, but also kind of these like collective insights too. It was really interesting. So I'm curious what it was for you. If you feel like sharing, please do in the comments. It's such an interesting energy, whether you want to call it energy, timeline, new era. We could title it so many things. The thing is it is new, and it is also completely based on your frequency and your perspective. And like, we are in such a high creative capacity. But here's an interesting thing, actually, Spirit told me this morning, I want to share with you before we start, is they said, be sure you are really choosing the frequency you're living in. And for some people, it might be like, well, how do I choose frequency? It's more like the mindset, right? Like, what are your goals, or where is your focus? What is it you really want? And I know we talk about that a lot, but like, are you living in that energy? Or do you pop into that energy every once in a while, but spend most of your time down here? It's easy to spend time down here because it takes less energy for one, and it's also very noisy and busy, so it's always pulling your attention down here, right? Like, it's trying to focus. When there's a whole bunch of kids yelling, you're going to be looking to where the kids are yelling, right? But if you can live more of your life from the energy up here, not being ignorant to what's happening down here, but choosing to be in here, is where you get to create more of what your reality is and how it's working for you. So it's something really interesting. And so, I mean, for me, I set a reminder on my phone every day to remind me to spend time in that higher consciousness, like purposely, not for the intent of doing work, not for the intent of like channeling, but just for me reinforcing what it is I want. And it's funny, as I say that, Spirit's showing me rainbows everywhere in my vision state. So again, you're creating the magic based on your perspective. And again, it's not in ignorance, but it's in conscious choice. So something to say for that. All right, so this week I'm starting off, for this week, I'm going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle. Spirit was showing me images of this all weekend, and so that's why I was like, okay, I got it. We need to use this one this week. So let's see what's in the cards here. Okay, interesting. So the first thing they showed me was a clock, and it's like tick, 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 tick. And they said tick, tick, tick on the clock. Time goes by so slowly if your perspective is here. Time goes by much faster if your perspective is here. So if you're finding things are really like moving slowly in the denser perspective, say your manifestations of what you're wanting, if you keep your energy up here, your access to attaining what it is you're wanting can happen faster. But again, like they were saying before, you have to stay in that energy. Interesting. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. Let's dive in here. All right. Oh, well, isn't this interesting? And two wanted to jump out. Okay. All right, this is really interesting. So I'm going to read the jumpers at the end because they jumped out last. So we actually have a really neat energy, and it makes a lot of sense with why they're saying like choose to be here repeatedly versus here. First of all, this energy that I was talking about, this momentum, we have the rabbit spirit, which says now is a lucky time. So like Spirit has been saying, this energy of momentum is for you to utilize, do something with it, create with it, be with it. Don't fear it, work with it, because it's an auspicious time, right? A time when things can really come together really fast, both good and bad, depending on where you're focusing your energy. So again, if you're focusing your energy on negative, you're going to draw more negative experiences of that sort, or of that frequency, to your life. Whereas if you focus on the higher perspective energy, you'll start to notice more higher perspective things coming into your life. And again, there's ebbs and flows in that. So it's not just like you stay here and that's just it. It takes that conscious choice. So we're not always perfect. Sometimes we're going to go down here, but it's when we catch it and then we move back up that we get to really make it work for us. So there's an energy of luck in the air if you utilize it. Then we have the elephant spirit, which is saying learn from the past. And I really like this because this is like, hey, take everything you've learned up until now and bring it into that higher awareness. Like, you haven't gotten to this point for nothing. You have learned and grown and gained so much wisdom. Don't discard the wisdom you have. Apply it now to this higher frequency because you're going to make it work for you so much better. Now, for a lot of people still, we have the groundhog spirit. It says, time to let go. And this is really interesting because along with learning from the past, we also have to let go of the past. And there's an interesting alignment. I can't remember which planet it is. Again, I'm not an astrologer. I love astrology, but I'm not an astrologer. I don't have all the context they do. But I know there's either an alignment or something happening with the planets right now. Maybe it's a node. But it's really asking us to forgive ourselves. Forgive your journey. Learn from the journey, but forgive yourself for the journey because so many people are still sitting in this energy of like shame, judgment, guilt, I should have done this. And you can't live there. We can't live there. We can't create from that. We have to learn from the past, take in all of the knowledge that those experiences gave you, but then let them go after. Keep the knowledge, let go of the baggage. Right? Because if you do that, you become this absolute manifester. So this is something really interesting. Okay, so this is helping us to kind of get out from that lower frequency into that higher frequency. Now the jumpers though, this is what's really interesting. So first one we have is the scarab beetle, which is one of my most favorite symbolisms of new life, new energy, something new starting is the scarab beetle. I spent a lot of time in Egypt a number of years ago, and the scarab was really symbolic of that new life, right? Life being reborn, restarting, resetting, and that's this energy we're in. It's a reset. If we look at the energy only in this lower frequency, we're only going to see it as chaos, and I completely understand why, right? It's not being ignorant to it. It is chaotic here, but in that chaos, if we move up into this higher frequency, we can see that it's exposing things we need to see. It is rearranging things from old paradigms, and it is allowing an opportunity for new life, rebirth. There's creation that has to happen in that, but it's creating that change. So there's something really valuable with that. And then the other jumper is the grasshopper spirit, which says, take a leap of faith, right? So isn't this interesting? Magic works through you with the scarab beetle, new life, new energy. At the same time, take a leap of faith with this new energy and new life. Take that leap of faith because you have been learning from the past and it's time to let go from the past, right? Because now is really a lucky time. So take a leap of faith. Recognize the magic in you now. This is so powerful. This is so, so powerful. So I really like this energy. I think this is a beautiful reading to start us off this week and to help remind us like that we're really choosing where we're sitting energetically, right? And I've talked a lot about this. If you've been following me, you're like, yes, we know. Spirit is doubling down on this message right now. And I really like to, one more thing is this learn from the past and release, to me is saying like, Spirit's like, we know you know, so just allow yourself to do, right? Jump in the pool, time to get in and swim. You've learned everything you've needed, kind of thing, to get into this new energy. And then jump into the new energy and start learning in this new energy instead of whirling around in the old energy. It's time to play in the waters of the new energy. So I'll leave that with all of you for now. I hope you have a beautiful start to your Monday. Do check out the podcast. It is the February energy update, so you won't want to miss out on that one. And I will see you all tomorrow. So have a beautiful rest of your day, everyone. See you tomorrow.